Hello everyone, welcome to another stream for the oNiD Sim Hound Academy here on LMU. You're stuck with me again tonight, and we have no Hydra here this week because he's dead, so we have a special guest. Do you want to introduce yourself, special guest?
Yeah, I'm Sam. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Bit of a rough introduction there, Dave. I just go straight away. He's dead. It's so brutal.
He dropped it on me last minute, he's dead to me. But I love him still, but he's dead. But yet, Sam has returned, the OG Sandbags, the man who makes all this happen. He's here to watch a very wet Sebring. 6 minutes left of qualifying. Yeah, we'll see how many people crash, because we had a few crash here on Monday and it was dry, including myself. So we'll see what the wet weather brings.
Yeah, it does look rather wet out there as it stands. I mean, look at the board as well. Sunyev, a second clear of Hackers there for P2, but it's quite tight after that. So the rain, obviously some drivers feeling a bit more comfortable, a bit more confident than the others. A bit closer, at least in the GT3 field. Metcalf half a second away from Morris there. And again, look at the gap between Morris and Foreman. There's nothing in there as we see as I get confused for a moment. But yeah, nothing between Morris and Foreman whatsoever. 6 minutes to go. Lots of drivers in the pits as well. So maybe waiting for the track to dry up if it comes, or just getting some new boots.
No, I think there has been some people having issues getting into the server. Not sure if it's been fixed, as it means changing screens around, and they're not worth the time to do that. As for Sunyev in P1, I don't know if you've been watching the stream, Sam, but Sunyev has ran away with the hypercar class. League of their own. Yeah, very quick. The GT3 field has been a lot closer. The fight has been between this man, Hovsepp Nazarian, and Kachow in his Porsche 911, John Metcalf. But as of last week, Rafael Lacerda has become a thorn in the side of them both. So the GT3 battle is interesting. Whereas for the hypercars, Sunyev has kind of ran away with it, and it's a fight for the best loser, basically.
Yeah, I do remember Raphael being quite quick, but I also remember he uses a controller, if I'm not mistaken. So, I don't know how he does it, to be honest.
Yes.
But certainly puts in some great lap times.
Yeah, we do have a hypercar driver who uses a controller too, but it doesn't look like they're here at the moment. No, not here at the moment, but as we go to Mark Grevschmuel, looks like he's binned it in the pit lane. That's not a great start.
Yeah,
not a great start of qualifying.
No, certainly not. But at least he's getting some pit lane practice in. It's always good to practice a pit in and a pit out, especially in these wet weather conditions, to be fair.
Yeah. To be fair, it looks pretty wet. When we set the server up, it didn't look all that wet, but it's turned out to be, which it's fun for us, but for Dennis Cometto, it's not, because he's just span.
No, and that's the thing, it's so tricky to have some good, tires in a good condition to put a good lap in. As Dennis is really struggling, and you don't want to reset to the pits as much. You want to avoid that as much as you can, which means looking after the tires you've got, and spinning isn't going to help that at all. And you just have to put up with it at that point. 4 minutes to go. There's not enough time to reset and get going again. So you just have to try your best with your slightly more 50p piece looking tyres.
Yeah, that is it. Hopefully, there'll be some lockups in the wet, but with it being a wet track, hopefully it won't kill the tyres too much. But yeah, just looking at the yellow flag board, there's been a few. There's no point looking at them in quali though. We'll save them for the race when all of the carnage is. As we watch Cometto come round the last corner, really struggling, if we're being honest.
Yeah, I don't think he's improving on this lap, obviously, especially with these wiggles and snaps we've seen from them. Does come across the line, doesn't improve, stays 8, but he's so close, so tantalizingly close to P7 of Webb there, as we see Matt Hagen in his pink Dino Porsche there.
Roxy looking great, but not driving great currently. Yeah, the weather has caught a few people out. As Ollie Knowles, Harrison Webb, absolutely off everywhere. It's fantastic view, and it's going to be great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, Ollie finally getting going again. Much lower down the order than usual. Ollie has been pretty quick in the hypercars, but he's not having a good time here.
No, certainly doesn't look like he does. He takes a little trip through the grass there. Hopefully, the race is a bit more on the track for him than qualifying so far. P10, last of the top 10 in hypercar, will be wanting to stay obviously as high up as he can, defend from who's behind him there. Turner. He's got a bit of a gap to be fair from Turner, so I don't think he's under too much pressure actually.
And last in the hypercars, Fiona in the wingless Peugeot. Must be the most horrible car in the world to drive in these conditions. And yeah, absolutely no downforce on the back. It looks like a handful.
I think Fiona raves about the Peugeot, but at the same time is apparently the only one that's allowed to complain about it.
Yes,
according to them.
That is exactly it. If you say anything bad about the Peugeot, Fiona will shout at you, but she can say bad things about it. But as we will go to GT3's Gary Morris took pole by the slimmest of margins. That is less than 200th of a second. And if we go to, is it this field? Nope, that's not the right one. So we'll go to this one. Nope. Right, so go to field 2. Yeah, it's just laughing at me at the moment. Go back to show all fields. Go to this one. No, it's not showing the GT3 fields today. Oh well, what can you do? You've just got to take our word for it.
Yeah, the GT3 field. I'm not sure what you're trying to do, but
try to show just the GT3 times on the left.
Oh, I see. There's a drop down somewhere that will say mixed or multi-class, and that's the one you want to use to change that. Then, if you, yeah. But either way, you're really close.
Yes, I'm pressing the wrong button. Even though I'm a streaming god, I'm still getting used to this. We all make mistakes at times. As we see, Turner has pulled over. Who else is on a lap? Hackers P2.
Yeah, and another thing that I didn't have when I was doing the streaming is these liveries that everyone's rocking.
Yes, there is a few custom ones. If we go to Metcalf, for instance, Kachow. I know we have Hovsep. Well, he's in the garage, so we'll ignore him. Craig Foreman. Just had a yellow flag, but currently P4 in the GT3 class. See where they're coming. Yeah, the Underseer's oh, and he's gone. We caught you on camera. Ben Myatt pulled in the middle of the road. I think most people have given up, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much you can do to improve at this stage.
No, we still have Brett Hackers going round, see if he can improve. Yeah, these conditions don't look nice. Do you think we're a bit evil doing this?
No, they have to learn, Dave. That's our approach, isn't it, in the academy? You have to do at least one wet race, surely, just to understand what it's like in these conditions and how different it really is.
Kometo has pulled over too. Ollie Knowles pulling over. Truslove pulling over. I think everyone's give up. Sure looks like it. So we potentially have our grid.
Yeah, I think so.
Sunyev once again running away with it. Morris in Fest in the Hype. I'm not sure if I've seen much of Morris. He's either come from nowhere or I'm blind. Could be either, to be fair. I'm honest. But where is Hovsep? Hovsep is P5, which won't be helping his championship fight against Metcalf, who was in P4. P4. Right, so what we'll do, we'll go here and we will look at the starting order. So I will run through the hypercars. So Max Sunyev 1 and Brett Hackers in P2. Elliot Lewis in P3 with Scrub Manders in P4. Hopefully he drops further. Bob in P5 with Max Farrell in P6. Harrison Webb at P7. Good showing last week, ahead of Dennis Cometto in P8. Dan Stevens in P9 with Ollie Knowles, a poor showing in quali this week in P10. Fiona Zombie in P11 with Nathan Turner P12. Do you want to do the hypercars, Sam?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry, the GT3s even.
Yeah, so Gary Roberts, obviously, as you said, leads the way then alongside Rafael Lacerda, John Metcalf in the Porsche, alongside Craig Foreman there for P16 overall. Hazarian, as we mentioned, in his Porsche as ever next to Matt Hagan. Lots of Porsches, it seems, tonight. Kev Hunter, Aston Martin breaking the model a little bit. Mark Reginald, another Porsche for P20 overall. Chris Wacker, again, iconic BMW for him. But for Toy, braving it in the Lamborghini there. Behind them, we've got Christian Slink in his Mercedes and Scott Truslov. And then Ben Myatt in his Aston Martin as ever. And another brave soul, Marco Toscano there. And I think on the back row, we've got Brian Anderson and Mark Bryson in his Mustang.
Yeah, I think these are the non-starters who couldn't get in the game. So we don't want to see them no more. We will get back to the start. Watching around, there's going to be a lot of spray at the start. Let's hope it's clean. There's a few dropping back, it looks like. Big gap between the GT3s. They're all catching up.
Yeah, I mean, it may be the safest thing to do, to be fair. Trying to get a bit more visibility, perhaps, for the race start.
We will see. So, Sunyev coming round. Hackers quite a bit far ahead, but they've got into line now. So we will see as waiting for the lights to go green. Cars out of line all over the place. And we're off. Sunyev looks like to had a great start. You can't see anything in the background because of the spray.
No, it looks all nice and clean up at the front of the hypercar field. Lewis Hackers trying to keep up with Sunyev. He's just charging off. We have some GT3s off in the foreground here. A bit more carnage for the GT3s compared to the hypercars. More GT3s appearing out of nowhere and disappearing again into the spray.
John Metcalf was P4, now last. There has been incident. We will get a replay of that. See. We'll see if we can see it through the spray.
God, no, I doubt it.
Oh, collision with the Corvette of Rafael Lacerda, and that has put Metcalf right at the very back. But we do have yellow flags in the hypercars too. Looks like Nathan Turner. Oh, there's cars everywhere. Let's have a look what happens here. All is looking okay at the moment. Oh.
Yeah, I spoke too soon, I think.
Yeah, that was not great. But up at the front, we have Brett Hackers chasing down Sunyev. They've got a bit of a gap to Lewis in P3. And it's usually around
now.
Bit
of a gap.
Yeah, Sunyev usually by now has usually gone off into the distance and does his own thing. But Hackers is chasing him down, both of them in the BMW hypercar.
Yeah, maybe the rain, as ever, the great equalizer, obviously, so you're having to apply a bit more concentration perhaps than usual as we see Hackers. I think go slightly wide though, maybe just taking a different line through the final couple of corners, obviously, end of the first lap, and the gap is quite substantial, at least between Hackers and the rest of the hypercar field. They're trying to grow that gap. We can see on the minimap there just how much that gap is visible now. And then obviously a cluster in the middle there is the hypercar. I think going wide as well, according to the track map there. GT cars all still in a massive clump together as ever. We watch back here. Ollie Knowles trying to get through them and get onto his way to the back of the hypercar field. Just isn't able to clear all the GT3 cars yet. Comes up to Rafa Lacerda and Gary Morris there, and just one car's spray, and we can't see anything.
See, will Ollie get... Oh, got a bit deep trying to get past these front runners. He doesn't want to mess up the race of P1 and 2 of the GT3s. He's going to have to be patient. And this is where Ollie should get the move done, because it's a nice long straight. But one of the biggest gainers from this start has been Hovset Nazarian up to P3 from what was it P5, P6 start. He has benefited, which will help his championship fight.
Yeah, he certainly has, and he's got a bit of a gap to the front runners here. It just gives him a bit more visibility, a bit more of an edge over P2 and over the guys behind. Let's watch this replay then.
Yeah, Dennis Cometto. What's Dennis done? All is looking fine. Oh. He's had a kiss with an Aston Martin. I assume that was... We'll go to the replay of Bob and we'll see what's happened here. Looks like fighting with Fiona. Oh, he's dropped it under braking.
Yeah.
Facing the wrong way, and Cometto come and give him a kiss.
Yeah, luckily it was only a kiss and not a punch. But got stopped. Well done, I would say, actually, to Cometto. You know, with these conditions, it's easy to panic, especially if you've got a bit of steering lock. You hit the brakes, which is the last thing you want to do, really unsettles the car. Let's look at P2 in the GT3 field, then obviously trying to get past Morris at the Mercedes, obviously for the lead of the class, but for anything else, just to be able to see where you're going.
Yes, we do have more yellow flags. I'm just waiting for them to pop up and see who it gives us a replay. As Leclerc are taking a tighter line through Sunset, hoping to get on the throttle earlier. Following extremely close to Spray. I say the spray must be incredible, but we can actually look. It's not too bad when you're this close, really.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's almost like a little visual bug where the spray is being consumed by Raphael's Porsche here. Gets onto the brakes just on the inside of the Mercedes, just filling up his mirrors, making him think twice about taking each corner every time. And that, you know, that mental taxation, it adds up. But Morris doing incredibly well to hold on to Rafa at the back. We can see how much Rafa having to work with the steering wheel. Obviously, again, a controller player, so really is... I don't know how he's able to do it, but incredible. You know, staying on that line, applying the throttle and the brakes in a really good way, which will be typically so much easier with the pedal and steering wheel.
It is, and we have Morris chasing down Hovsep. I would assume the front engine cars would be a lot more stable in this weather conditions, but we have a rear engine and a mid engine car in the top four, so that's not quite right. But as you can see, as I said, Sunyev has now ran off into the distance and is doing his own thing, which is the usual course of action here.
Yeah, I hated driving front-engine cars when it rained because it just felt like the braking zones were so much more extended. You see Chris Wacker recovering off here. You caught him just in time as he gets on the circuit. Doesn't pick up any secondary incidents, but does just pull ahead of the Lamborghini of P22 there.
That is Toscano. Oh! Wacker not having the best... Wacker actually had a strong race last week, but... It's, what's your rejoin? Yeah, that is not cricket, as the old saying goes.
Indeed.
Yeah, really not great. Who should we look at? Where's our close battle? We have John Metcalf trying to work his way back through the GT3 field after the incident at turn 1.
I've just spotted, I believe already, Sunyev, by the way. I know we were looking at Metcalf here briefly. 7 seconds or whatever the gap is now. Incredible. Just a mile on the track map between him and P2. And there's another yellow flag as well showing.
It looks like Harrison Webb in the Peugeot. Oh, bit of curb, bit of a bounce. Kept it out. Is that a very shiny livery? Or is that
Yeah, it
like a
does look very
graphic bug?
chrome, but it also looks like a graphic. I think it's supposed to be white, but the laser clipping.
Yeah. Ah, yeah, it looks better there. Yeah, with Sonny of this is the usual thing on a Wednesday. Kind of runs off into the distance, has a quiet race, never puts a foot wrong. It sounds like we're criticising him, but he just does that good of a job.
No, well, fair enough. Fair enough to them.
And we'll go back to this battle. Leclerc is still chasing down. Oh, overshot it a bit. That gives Morris the better exit out of the corner. That was the move of a desperate man.
It was, and a little bit of respite there for the Mercedes now at least. And Morris as well doing well, taking that a little bit extra time before turning on, seeing the Corvette dive in his mirrors, and then turn in, get the cut back and get going again without any incident there. So
we did have a yellow flag for Fiona too.
Oh yeah.
I'll have to show this just to wind her up.
Contractually obligated.
Exactly. Oh, done the exact same thing the Aston Martin did earlier. Well avoided by Ollie Knowles.
Yeah, definitely, and obviously we see there the rear wheels stopped as they held their brakes. The annoying thing is that's the worst way to preserve your tyres in an incident. I'm not saying you shouldn't hold your brakes. Obviously, in a racing community, definitely do that.
What do you think of Ben Myatt's livery, by the way?
Do you know what? I just saw this, and I was about to say it looks incredible. Jamie Dodge livery there, and among other things, and
it's Lancashire
for all the yeah, as well. I did see that, yeah, and hobnobs. For all the non-Brits, this is like an American putting like KFC on their car or something, or Wendy's. This looks great. I love it.
It's fantastic. We've just asked in the chat, where is Kachow? Kachow is on screen now. So P1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, P8. Metcalf had a bit of a problem at the start, but we have had a yellow flag from Brett Hackers, which now is even further behind Sonny Ev, and it has let Elliot Lewis catch up a bit. Let's have a look.
Yeah, another.
Oh,
I think that might have been a bit of a.
Not quite sure what happened there, but he's now nearly 10 seconds behind Sonny Ev, and Elliot Lewis is right on his tail.
Yeah, another livery I really like there of Hackers. Really simple and quite good. Nearly coming to contact with that wall there, and that's actually given P3 Lewis a major run. Obviously, Hackers going very deep, struggling with the brakes. Maybe he's got some sort of technical issues, but certainly isn't, as smooth as he'd want to be as he rounds his way through turn one, almost going very wide onto the grass and gravel there. A bit of a squirrely moment coming out of the corner, obviously on the curb, and very wet circuit. And Lewis is just getting closer and closer, obviously, as he bides his time going through the squealy section there. And just a bit more tidy as Lewis in the background there, as another yellow flag pops up on the screen, and that's for Matt Hagan in the Rexy livery.
Roxy, not Rexy.
Rexy's the green one.
Rexy's green. Roxy is the female version. AO do a fantastic job with their marketing and their liveries. You see it all over social media. It's fantastic. But sadly, Matt Hagan not doing a great job for social media because he's running the majority of the race backwards. We will go back to Ben Myatt. Oh, big drift coming out of the second to last corner, which has cost him a place to Kachow.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Two very similar looking liveries actually from there.
It's a great image, isn't it? Look at those two liveries in one frame.
Yeah, it's very cool. Especially because I think Dan Stevens maybe ran the Kachow livery in ACC on the Aston Martin as well, just to confuse things.
Yeah, he did actually. Trying to fool us, but big slide from Ben Myatt has lost him a position. We will go to Toscano, who is chasing down Christian Schlink. Obviously, Toscano had a qualifying ban this evening, so had to start from the back, but is making his way through the field nicely. Christian Schlink hoping he doesn't have an incident like he did last week. Did you see that, Sam?
No, I haven't seen anything. I'm going to be honest.
I guess you didn't see the incident at Monaco. What I will do is, when the stream is finished, I will show you it because it was a thing of absolute beauty. As we see Turner not having a great time. Very last position of the race, even behind every GT3. But we do have a battle at the front. This is getting close now.
Yeah, it is under 3/10 now. These two obviously rounding the way through turn 5, I think that is. Onto the curb goes Lewis, just opening up the corner a bit more, trying to carry a bit more speed, which is, crucial to do in all circumstances, wet or dry. Again, they're a bit wider than the BMW in front of Hackers. Goes to the inside here. Is this a send? It might be an interesting, calm, conservative send, but it looked like it. Alongside now, P2 obviously is Lewis as he tries to rough it out onto the grass and take a tighter, shorter line through the circuit, but Hackers able to hold on somehow and stay in P2.
And while that was going on, we've had an issue from Dan Stevens. BMW's on stream a lot tonight. Oh, just looped it a little bit.
Those are so annoying when they go because there's like nothing you can do on the steering wheel. As soon as it goes round that slow and wide, you're just stuck and waiting for it to end.
Yeah, it's like slow motion. It looks like Bob. Oh, caught that just at the right time. A battle between. No, that was Bob and Harrison Webb, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Klatios there and Webb, and this is Fiona facing the wrong way.
Not having the best time in the wingless Peugeot. She's going to shout at me, but it's what she gets for picking such an abysmal car.
Do you know what I've just realised this car looks like? I don't know if you... It's a niche reference.
Go on.
You know the Purcell baby? Am I thinking about this correctly? But I'm sure there's an instance where that Purcell baby is like a biker and has like a mohawk or something.
I get what you mean, the mohawk thing. As we go to Kachow here, chasing down Baton for Toy. No mohawks here, just plenty of spray and some close racing. Is Kachow going to make the move? Beautifully done.
Indeed.
Yeah,
I got some validation from Matt Holman in chat there.
Oh, personal biker bit. nice to have Hot Sauce Holman in the chat. We've missed him. He's been quite quiet recently as Hot Sauce, so it's good to have him with us. Oh, we have Bob is in the pit. No idea why, because realistically, you shouldn't need a pit.
No, maybe he's repairing damage, maybe swapping some tyres, or maybe just
we have
some
had
other issues.
A problem at the front with Elliot Lewis, who was chasing down Brett Hackers for P2. Bit of a wobble, carried on going. Ooh, that. Oh,
he's off by him.
Yeah. Dropped right down the order. Where's Elliot Lewis gone?
P5, I think. Oh, wait. Sorry. In the standings, at least.
Yeah, P5 in the standings. Geographically, who knows? But what that has done, annoyingly, is give a podium place to this man, which nobody likes to see.
Yeah, but Dave, there's 33 minutes. No way can this man stay here for 33 minutes.
We can cross our fingers and hope. As we see Kameto... Oh, I thought he was making an overtake. He'd overtook the GT3 class. It shows how far back Dennis Kameto is. Bob has out of the pits now. Not sure why he went into the pits, but I'm sure he has his reasons. Any close fights on track for Toy? Right behind Kachow. Trying to get that place back.
Yeah, Fatui actually was up 5 places. Now only 4 places, but he was the biggest gainer earlier on. Now is Truslov and Maya and Toscano jointly moving up 5 places. But great job for Fatui so far. Anyway, obviously plenty of time to go anyway, and within touching distance of the Iron Speed Kachow Porsche just ahead. Does have some hypercar traffic that he's going to have to let through as well.
This
Soon.
battle was a bit closer, but it seems like Lacerda has dropped back slightly. We will go to the Jammy Dodger car, who is fighting with Truslove, but they are having to cope with hypercar traffic too. Max Farrell going onto the grass, going very deep. That's just typical Max Farrell for you, though.
Yeah, water is wet, I think, is the summary there.
Three things certain in life. You're born, you die. Max Farrell's going to send it deep. But, to be fair, he raced here on Monday and he almost broke Ryan Davies' record for the most spins in a race. It's come up a yellow flag for Harrison Webb, but... No, but we do have one for Chris Wacker. What's going on here?
I think, is this the one? Oh no.
Oh, too much right foot.
Yeah, almost a spin turn as well there.
Yeah, little early for celebratory donuts. Fiona Zombie looks like it's been in a bit of trouble. Was a yellow flag showing. We will go back to Lacerda, who has closed the gap to Morris again.
Yeah, 6/10 or so now is the gap between Lacerda and Morris, obviously for the lead in the GT2 field. Definitely, well, I say definitely. I'd imagine there'd be definitely no pit stops tonight. It's wet. It's the GT3 field. They've got plenty of fuel, plenty of virtual energy, and plenty of tyre life as long as they don't do any silly donuts. Saying that, Dave, Dan Stevens appears to be in the pit lane.
Oh, Dan Stevens, where are you? Looks like Dan Stevens is taking a pit stop. Oh, but we have drama at the front. Where's he gone? Gary Morris, the race leader for the GT3s, has binned it.
Well, it's worse than that. I think Rafa's also binned it. Oh no, sorry. Ignore me.
No, Rafa has now inherited the lead. That is not great for Gary Morris, who was driving such a great race.
Yeah, double tap to the wall there as well, just to finish himself off. Drops down the order a fair bit. Does Morris to 4th in class. Nazarian 2 and a bit seconds away from Lacerda. And do you know what? Their best laps are only 2/10 apart. So, you know, maybe it's not totally out of the realm of possibilities if Lacerda makes a mistake.
No, the weather's thrown some spanners into the equation, to be fair. But what this has done is it has given Hovzep Nazarian didn't have the greatest qualifying, but just by driving consistently, is inherited P2, which will help his championship battle against Metcalf.
Indeed, yeah. Let's have a little look at the. Let me have a little look at the standings just to familiarize myself pretty quickly.
We do have another yellow flag. Oh, it's Gary Morris. Oh, he's lost a wheel and a wing.
And a tyre. Oh, and a wheel. He said that. Sorry, I don't know what's going on tonight.
Let's have a look at this. So it's coming down the main straight. Looks like lost it into T1. Oh, the snap.
Oh, that's a big hit.
That's a big accident. I know it's not nice to laugh at them, but I did the exact same at sunset on Monday and killed my car, so I can see the humour in it.
Yeah, it just looked like way too much speed going into turn one there, and obviously we saw the result of that, and we'll be, bleeding positions now, and he's a long way to go to the pit lane because he did it at turn one, so has
Yes.
to do an entire lap pretty much before he can repair that damage. But good on him for trying. It's going to be a tough job, but if you can get that round,
Yeah.
all the applaud
Very
to him.
broken car. As we see, we do have some fighting going on here with Truslove and Toscano having a battle whilst letting hypercar traffic through. And what we will do, because I found the button again, is we will go to the GT3 standings alone. And you can see, well, there's a couple of close battles, but they have spaced out a little bit.
Yeah, Schlink is obviously the closest there.
Yeah, where is it? Christian Schlink. And we do have
Almost a three-way.
another yellow flag, which is Fiona. What have you done, Fiona? We go back. Who's the closest battle on track? Let's have a look. Yeah, it is Christian Schlink still.
Yeah, and Mark Repschmal has joined him, obviously behind Toscano there. So three-way. Oh, actually, sorry, Scott Truslove as well at the front here. So four-way fight here for what could be P17 as we see some interesting maneuvers in the background. That's Mark Repschmal looping it around at the last corner. Yeah,
still looping it round. Took his frustration out on the corns. What was a nice little battle. Just went from a foursome to a threesome. Oh no, it's back to a foursome because they are approaching Ben Myatt as well.
Yeah, they're approaching that jammy dodger. That is Ben Myatt.
He's a very soggy biscuit today. He's keeping it on the track though, which is better than he usually does. Yeah, but there is 3 cars behind him, all within a second. Oh, and we have had someone drop it. Trying to see who that was. Where's he? No yellow flags come up on the replay. What we will do though is just... Oh, Ben, what have you done? What a soggy biscuit.
Yeah, but he can't afford to think about it too much, was what I was about to say, is he gets really pushed out and tagged by the hypercar there, lapping them.
He's going to come into the chat raging afterwards, isn't he? And we will watch it on the replay just for good measure.
Yeah. Just cool down, take a break, have a Kit Kat, or whatever their thing is.
I'll tell you what, that's a punt and a half, and then leaving the scene of the crime. Absolutely fantastic. But we do have a yellow flag for Bob, who seems to have gotten going again. Toscano currently chasing down Scott Truslove. We have a yellow flag for Toy. Oh, how has he ended up there? He's jammed between the concrete barrier. Right, let's watch the replay before we laugh at him.
Indeed. Let's have a little look.
So he's coming around Sunset. All looks good. He's put too much power on, hasn't he? Whoop. That's the wrong pit lane. Oh. And we'll go back to the live pictures. He's only just got out. He's got to do a full lap with no wing in wet conditions. It's going to be scary, but also funny.
I know, and in the Lamborghini of all things.
Yes. But we will go, speaking of Lamborghinis, we'll go back to Toscano, who making his way back through the... big slip on the curb. He's turned his Huracan into a Lamborghini Urus and gone off-road.
Yeah, Lambos aren't doing so well tonight, it seems. Unlike the BMWs, at least.
Yeah, BMW was doing well. The Mercedes aren't doing too bad. We have had another yellow flag from Nathan Turner, who is today's star spinner. Oh. Well, he was... Oh!
That's
It's just some questioning. We have been told in the chat that Kachow is back up to P3. This is Hovsep Nazarian's and we'll go to the GT3 standings. This is Hovsep's main championship rival, and as you can see, Kachow is 14 seconds down, but according to the chat, he is closing in.
yeah, last laps were pretty much exactly the same, funny enough. So, you know, they're both seeing each other maybe on their MFD and on the hard, and, you know, trying to push and try and keep that buffer between them. Because as soon as you get close as well, it gives you that extra little bone, that little extra, you know, oomph to overtake your opponent, and the pressure's on at that point. So, you know, they may be, you know, 13 seconds apart, but they are definitely racing each other hard right now.
They are, and while it's quiet, we will go to Sunyev. 28.5 seconds in the lead now. Just doing whatever they want, basically.
Yeah. Speaking of shows, Max Farrell is on the back of Nick Manders, and I can only imagine how that will turn out. So let's, if we can.
Oh, this is going to be glorious. Get the popcorn ready, people. We have Scrub and Max Farrell in a battle. This is going to be fantastic.
Yep, certainly will be, as they obviously make their way through the final corner now.
Oh no, but we have, before we do, the biscuit has been broken.
Still in one piece, at least.
Yeah, we will watch the replay before we go back to Farrell and Scrub. Oh.
Sorry, I was just on the live standings. P2 has just dropped to P4, promoting Nick to up to P2.
Oh, Brett Hackers has had an accident. We will watch the replay because he currently has no wing. And he has no wing there either. Up, and he's turned into the Titanic. And then had a spin. Not great, but that has put Scrub Manders into P2. What is going wrong here? It's the last thing we need.
And Max is dropping off the back rim as well. So Nick putting on a final charge in these final 20 minutes to try and, you know, keep hold of P2, which really at this point is essentially the lead of the on Aliens. There's a big issue here, missing wheel at least.
Dan Stevens, this is a hard hit. Let's see how this has happened. He's gone wide at T1. Too much speed for P2. Bonk. Yes. And that's how you lose a wheel.
Yeah, really unfortunate, because that was kind of on the edge of just, you know, the front end of the car taking the hit instead of the wheel and the suspension, but stuck there.
We'll go on board with Bob chasing down Fiona. Sounding glorious. Whether Bob can get the move done. Very tight line through T1 by Fiona there. And what we'll do is we will go... and I've lost my mouse pointer. There it is. We'll go on board with... and we will show the HUD up, make it look realistic. The spray doesn't look too bad, actually, does it?
No, imagine if that's just a spectator thing when we're on board like this, because it certainly is a big issue, and it does exist. but I don't know if this view is really demonstrating it the best way. Either way, at least they can see something, I suppose.
Yeah, what we were on? Max Farrell has overtaken. Oh, Scrub is off. Our prayers have been answered. There is a God.
Yeah, and 6 seconds now behind Farrell. He's on his way, and
that's what we like to
just
see.
wait.
Sadly, it hasn't given us a replay, which is a sad moment. But at least we got to see him off the track.
Yeah,
He's
probably off at some speed then, if there wasn't a replay on the thing.
Yeah, he's still pretty safe from all he knows. All he knows P4 considering the start he had, which is a good recovery drive.
Yeah, I think was all he knows just off. Was that my?
No, it is Bob.
Flip it up. Ah.
Oh, hang on. There has been an issue for Rafael Lacerda. He's still shown as P1, but he's... Not quite sure what's happened there.
I don't know what's happening either. Just LMU doing weird
LMU
things.
doing LMU things. Who should we go on board with? Let's have a look. Gary Morris, right after having such a strong race at the start, fell right down the order, which is not great. We'll show some love for Kevin Hunter because we've not seen him driving his orange Aston Martin. Pretty unspectacular. We have a yellow flag for Harrison Webb.
Yeah, another Peugeot with an issue, it seems. Luckily, has got a wing.
The closest battle on track is Christian Schlink. Looked like he's going to make the move on Toscano.
Yeah, the Lamborghini holding strong, holding steadfast there for P6. Coming around 10th, 13, I believe. Long straight now deploys the power of the Mercedes, but this is probably where the Lambo's...
it's strongest.
It's a straight line. Yeah.
Yeah. And we've just said bad things about Kevin Hunter, but he is on the back of Ben Myatt for some Aston on Aston action. We'll keep an eye on that, but Christian Schlink
don't
is a big
abbreviate that, will you?
Schlink is close. He is chasing the Lamborghini down the straight. See what the AMG's power is like. It does look like he is closing the gap. Looks like he's got a bit deep.
It seems to be a tricky braking zone. There's a very long corner, it says, this final corner. It's pretty much two corners, really, but easy to misjudge in terms of how much speed, because it's deceptive. As soon as you get to the middle part, suddenly you're unleashed, you put the throttle down, and you go very wide onto the start finish. We see the Mercedes out opening up turn one, just moving to the right a little bit more, bit of visibility as well to spot their braking zone. They turn in nicely, all tidy. Both them and the Lambo a little bit wiggly there, but I think that's just bouncing around on the bumpy Sebring track. They have got a hypercar they're going to have to let through as well soon, so maybe they can take advantage of that.
As we see, we do have another yellow flag, and it does look like Bob again got into the pits.
Yeah, missing a wing, I think.
Gary Morris was shown up as a yellow, but all is looking well. Who were we watching? It was Schlink, wasn't it? Oh,
Yes.
Max Farrell is between them, being chased down by Scrubmanders too.
Yeah, this is not a position you want to be in between Max and Nick. Let's be honest. Going around the outside goes the Porsche of Manders, and here comes another one trying his luck. There's a BMW in the background also briefly having a look. Goes to the inside, actually. That's a Ferrari, I think.
That's a BMW with Brett Hack. No, yeah, Brett Hackers it must be. Or is that the leader lapping everyone? No, there's the leader.
It must
have been Brett Hackers. As we go on board with Scrub, Cheers. I think that's Dennis Cometto in front. Scrub lapping the back, man. Oh! Yes, that's Dennis Cometto off. And we'll go back to Scrub, who was still chasing down Max Farrell. A P2 finish for Max Farrell will be a great result.
Yeah, but he's got to get there first. Nick hanging on to P3. 33-second gap to Knowles for 4, so comfortably there. Doesn't have to push too hard unless he wants that P2 back there. We see Hackers in the background as well, trying to get on his way without causing too much trouble.
We have had a yellow flag from, I'm sure, is it Fiona? Yes, let's have a look. Glorious. Who's the closest on track? Christian Schlink still chasing down Toscano. Bit of a bigger gap now, dealing with some hypercar track. Kevin Hunter is still chasing down Ben Myatt. There's not many close battles. So we'll check on the leader of the GT3. Leclerc's doing a great job. And we've got Harrison Webb just doing a spin. And Metcalf Kachow is ever so slightly closing the gap to Hovsepnazarian, but not nearly close enough to make a battle happen by the end of the race. But
yeah, at least the rain has stopped.
The window wipers are still on. I guess they haven't mapped buttons. And we'll go to helmet cam. Oh no, there's still a little bit of
it's
rain.
Still raining.
Getting very close to the wall there, as you can see. Hesitant to get on the power. But it's a great recovery drive from Kachow, considering he binned it in the first corner.
Oh yes, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, definitely a great job from them then. Obviously a ways away from next car, so just holding on to this position.
It's alright.
Recovery.
Call Metcalf what you want. He's Scouse. He's used to it. Let's see. Max Farrell still staying in front of this man, Scrub Manders. If Max Farrell manages to keep him off the podium and P2, I will give Max a kiss. But let's be honest, Scrub is going to come P3 because Ollie Knowles is quite a bit behind. Harrison Webb is even further behind.
Yeah, exactly.
Still have Hunter chasing down Ben Meyer. This is the most uninteresting battle of all time because they're both just. Oh no! We say that, and Ben
take it all back.
Ben has went into the wrong pit lane.
Tokyo drifted his way around that corner there. Great show for us, but ends that battle prematurely, unfortunately.
What we're going to have to do is call every battle boring, so then something interesting happens. We have Scott Truslove being chased down. And who's he fighting with? No, he's fighting with Foreman in the BMW in front. Or is that a back marker? Oh no, there's Foreman, so who was Truslove behind? Because Toscano is behind. Yeah, this is no, Matt Hagen's in the Porsche. You'd swear I'd had a drink today. Got Tyler in the chat saying commentators curse. It's commentators blessing, Tyler. It's not a curse.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly, but there's not many battles. Who can we pick on? Oh no, Christian Schlink. This everlasting battle with Toscano.
Yeah. Close as he's ever been. Just not able to get past. He did send it earlier on. Just wasn't able to get the.
That's a great exit. It's a great exit out of the last corner. We will go see how close he is. Toscano takes the inside line to be defensive. Who's going to be the later on the brakes? Schlinkers took a very wide line, looking for the better exit. Again, Toscano takes the inside line. We have got a yellow flag from Mark Grevschmuel. Again, Schlink's going for the better exit. Still cannot get the move done on the Lamborghini. And whilst that, we will look at the incident for Grevschmuel. Looks like he's lost it all by himself.
Yeah, let's have a little look. Long corner, easy to do, especially near the end of the race when your tyres aren't at their best. Yeah, loses the race, spins around, avoids any walls at least. And eventually gets it stopped, as I was about to say.
That was...
I don't know why they were rolling back there for so long.
You need to hold your brakes. I think that was Ollie Knowles who met them at the wrong time. And now we have Kev Hunter on the back of Grevschmuel. Hunter forcing Ben Mai into a mistake. Can he do the same for Mark Grevschmuel?
Wiggle there. Oh. Goes to the outside even. Gets it done somehow. And yeah, that's a move up a bit. There's a couple of other battles as well at these final stage of the race. Obviously, we got Webb not too far away from Hackers. Nick Manders briefly was half a second away from Max Farrell. Schlink obviously still behind Toscano, and Grevschmuel and Hunter we were just watching. So a few final last minute pushes.
Scrub still chasing down Max Farrell. Oh, Farrell's had an issue. We've got a little bit of banging, but Max still stays ahead. But is Scrub going to throw it up, try? Nah, it's too far for it to dive. I say that and Scrub's tried it. Oh, we have a yellow flag for Gary Morris again. Where did it all go wrong?
Yeah, obviously, once leading or near the top end of the field in the GT3 class now,
Fiona not having the best race, Fiona. The best part is Fiona messaged me before the race saying she's racing on a rig tonight with proper pedals, so she's expecting some speedy times, and it's all gone wrong. But we will go back. Oh no, Scrub has got past Max. We will see if we can find the replay of how this happened. Oh, looks like Max has gone wide. Yeah.
Yeah. A few moments like that tonight from Max.
Yes, as we said, three things certain in life. You're born, you die. Max Farrell goes deep in a corner. And he's not getting a kiss no more because he's let Scrub a P2.
I don't know who's the real winner there, to be honest.
Well, we will go to the GT3s because Lacerda is very comfortable, 10 seconds ahead of Hovsep Nazarian, who is trying to stay out of the way of Max Farrell and Scrub. Oh, I thought Max was going to try to throw up the inside. And behind... go on, sorry.
Lacerda actually setting the fastest lap in the GT3 field, last lap as well. Almost a second clear of the next quickest, so really are pushing.
Yeah, really pushing it. But Hovsep through, then we have Kachow. Great recovery drive, but still a bit far off to make a fight out of it. We have Suniev, who has ran it with 51 seconds ahead of Scrub, which we're talking like Max Verstappen 23-24 levels of dominance here.
Something like that, yeah.
I've just said it because Scrub loves Verstappen, so it's nice to have him on the end of a Verstappen pun.
You'd have thought he would have been a fan of a Belgian driver, not a Dutch driver.
Well,
Obviously,
Verstappen
Nick
is Belgian, isn't he?
Is he
Yeah,
indeed?
yeah, he was born in Belgium. Scrub denies this, but facts don't lie. Yeah, he was born in Belgium, and as we know, Scrub is from northeast Belgium.
Ah, the more you know.
Exactly, you learn something new every day here at oNiD. Let's have a look. Scrub. No, this is Max Farrell, sorry. The disappointment. We have got a yellow flag for Bob. What's happened to Bob?
It's not the best angle of the Aston Martin there, is it? Jesus.
No. Oh, into the back of the Ferrari. Yeah, Bob has not had the greatest race. Just had a yellow flag briefly for Fatoy, but seems to be going fine. Well, there's literally no close battles. The closest battle is Max and Scrub. We can pray for a lightning strike to take Scrub out, but it's likely not going to happen. So what we will do is, like I said, we will give some respect to the leaders. So Sonny have run away with it. Rafael Leclerc running away with his class. What is? Oh, hang on, it's getting close again. Come on, Max. We're rooting for you.
Yeah, I think Max did cut a corner there, though.
Doesn't
Trying
matter.
to get past this traffic.
It's legal. But what is good to see is so many. I know we've had a lot of spins and we've had some laughs, but it's good to see so many drivers being consistent in these conditions.
Yeah, it definitely is, yeah. Although I think the BMW nearly joined them in the background there from a couple of corners ago, but managed to hold on to it. Tricky conditions to begin with, I think, the way. It always takes you by surprise when you start a race. There's so little visibility and there's so much spray and little grip, but you do adjust rather quickly. And I think it's good to do these races just so the drivers maybe overcome that kind of barrier as well of avoiding wet races.
As we go on board with Max, you can see the guy, he's not catching Scrub, sadly, by the end of the straight. So we will go to Sunyev. Where is Sunyev? On his final lap. So this is going to be Max Farrell's last chance at getting past Scrub.
Yeah, one lap to go then.
They're both approaching Ben Myatt. Oh, the wobble. It's give Max the run.
There's nowhere to go, unfortunately. You've got an Aston Martin on one side and a lower hypercar on the other.
It's just carnage everywhere you look. Yeah, the hypercar getting out of the way now. It looks like Dan Stevens. We'll go Sunyev coming down the straight. Oh, Scrubs went deep. Grab Schmuel. Ooh, getting close. We will go on board with Sunyev, who takes the win of the race and in the hypercar class. And where is Leclerc? No, so there is a yellow flag for Ollie Knowles, but we're too busy watching this. So
only a few corners to go.
So Leclerc has taken the win in the GT3 class. Looks like Scrub is going to hold on for P2, which is a big disappointment.
Yeah, unless they mind putting each other.
Max has a great run here. Oh, wrong driver. I meant to go on board with Max. Is Max going to send it up the inside?
Can try and tuck underneath, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to as they come towards the line. Then in that order, some battling between these two. Nick obviously not dropping it at the end there, and Max coming home P3.
Boo! Boo! As we see, P2 in the GT3s coming round now. Tell you what, Metcalf has really closed the gap to Hovsep. Not quite enough to make a battle out of it, but he's half the deficit.
Yeah, and obviously Nazarian doing a great job throughout the race to improve as well.
Yeah, great consistent drive from Hovsep. Not the best qualifying, but more than made up for it in the race. Coming across the line, and we have Kachow. Great recovery drive. After binning it at T1. And I think that is it. So... yeah, as we look here, this obviously is the finish order. Just ignore the times, they're a bit wrong. So our race winner, Max Suniev in P1 with Scrub Manders in P2, sadly. Max Farrell P3, who's not getting a kiss. Ollie Knowles P4, which is a good recovery drive considering his issues. Brett Hackers P5, Harrison Webb P6, Dennis Cometto P7, and Fiona Zombie P8. Would you like to do the GT3s, Sam?
Yeah, I'll go for it. Yeah.
Oh, well, hang on, there's one GT3, then there's... hang on, it's a bit mixed up here. You just go from now.
Yeah, it's obviously after that, obviously leads the way in front of Bob Klatios there, rounding up the final hypercar. Hovsep Nazarian coming home P2 in the field. They obviously said they're great improvement from him since the start of the race. John Metcalf third, so finishing, taking the final podium spot. Craig Foreman in his BMW alongside Scott Truslov, another BMW driver there, fourth and fifth. Marco Toscano, another great improvement throughout the race, up 7 places. Up 8 places was he. Christian Slick behind, up 4 places. Kevin Hunter trying to hold on, 17th overall. Mark Gravishmal, Ben Myatt in his biscuit machine in front of Chris Wacker at the end there. Obviously, Dan Stevens slotting in as well in the hypercar field. Gary Morris, we saw great start from them. Unfortunately, had an instant and had a bit of recovery drive instead at the end in front of Matt Hagan. Baton for Toy in front of a couple of hypercars, one of them DNFing.
And the server has gone.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anderson, Brayson, and Davies also DNFing at the end there.
Yeah. Oh, well, we kind of get the gist. We've seen. Yeah, there was some good racing. The field did spread out a bit, which wasn't exciting as some other weeks, but the weather made it interesting. And I would say the weather was the biggest dampener of the night, but scrub finishing P2 was.
Yeah. And at least you haven't got a kiss, Max, for Farrell.
I would have gladly did it if he'd have punted scrub. But here at oNiD, we are unbiased. Yeah, it wasn't quite as entertaining as Monza, but tricky conditions. It is a tricky track. People were having issues, but this is racing. Next week, I believe we're at Fuji. You might not be here, Sam, because this is a special guest appearance. I assume Paul O'Grady will have risen from the dead by then.
Possibly. Are we halfway through the season as well?
No, this was round 4 of 6. We're over halfway.
5 of 6. Wow.
Yeah, so it's gone by pretty quickly. So we're at Fuji next, and then Le Mans for the last race. Yeah, should be. I'm not sure. Is it the Mulsanne or the normal one?
It's the Mulsanne. So no chicanes.
Lots of shake and bake down the straight. I expect to see it. Should be good. But no, other than that, we will get going. Once again, great to have you, Sam. The OG of streaming. Is there anything you want to add before we leave?
No, obviously, thank you everyone for joining us. And hopefully Paul is able to return next week.
Yeah, hopefully he's back alive. Thank you for everyone in the chat joining us. We hope you've enjoyed the race, enjoyed our commentary. the Discord has been put in the link if you want to get racing with us. Yeah, other than that, we will catch you next week. And yeah, goodbye.
Yeah, good night, everyone.